What's going on out there, YouTube? John back again. So, ended up getting a nice big package in the mail the other day, and I figured I'd want to share it with you guys, but first and foremost, this isn't an update video per se. Steve Cass over at the Union, the horror and sci-fi Laserdisc collectors page, he reached out to me and he asked me to shoot a video for him. I said, sure, we'll figure out what we're going to do. So, a couple weeks ago, I ran into a great seller on eBay. He actually had a bunch of good stuff for sale. Long and short of it, I actually bought every single Full Moon title that was ever released on Laserdisc. I kid you not. I got those. I got the Shadow Entertainment films. I got a lot of Empire Entertainment films. But for now, we're just going to keep this video strictly for the Full Moon titles. So, Steve Cass, hope you appreciate this. This one's for you, bud, okay? So, we will start off first with the one movie that started it all with Full Moon Entertainment, and that would be Puppet Master. Phenomenal film. Always loved it. The sequels are good, and you're about to see those too. So we got Puppet Master 2, Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge, Puppet Master 4, which is my personal favorite sequel. I have always liked this movie. It was good seeing the puppets as good guys in this one. And Puppet Master 5. So, what can you really say about the Puppet Master series? Well, you know what? 1 through 5 are the best. Those are the best ones. Each story seems to get very muddled over it, but Part 4 is just a favorite because I like the humor, I like the fact that the puppets are good guys, I like the fact that they're going after the totems. It's a pretty cool movie. I mean, in general, the first 5 are good. Anything that really came out after that, like Curse of the Puppet Master, Retro Puppet Master Access, not too big into those movies, but the first 5 are phenomenal. Now, this next one's not a Full Moon film, but I have to show this one first just to, get the rest of the Full Moons out there, and that is Trancers. Always love Trancers. Very happy to have this one. So now we're back to Full Moon. So like I said, we have Trancers 2, Trancers 3, Trancers 4, and finally Trancers 5. I've only ever actually seen just the first one. I really do like the first one. I've been meaning to get like a DVD box set or something like that, but, after this score, now I'm glad to say, hey, I have all the Trancers movies, at least on some home video format, as long as it's, Laserdisc, DVD, who cares, at least I got them all. So, next one up out of the Full Moon catalog, we have the original Subspecies. We have Bloodstone, Subspecies 2. Bloodlust, Subspecies 3. And now this one is considered part of the series because it's like an offshoot, and that would be Vampire Journals. Never actually seen the Subspecies films either, so again, as much as I like Full Moon, I was more of a Puppet Master guy, but there were certain movies I saw, but I've been meaning to watch them all. But the DVDs, let's just face it, the DVDs aren't the greatest quality. The Laserdiscs are better quality for the Full Moon films than the DVDs are, because the DVDs were either taken from really poor Laserdisc masters or they were taken from VHS transfers. So, now next up we're coming... Now this one, I like to say it's a series of films, because even though they are 3 separate movies, they actually all intertwine with one another, culminating in the 4th film. So, if you're a Full Moon fan, hopefully you know where I'm going with this. So we will start off with Doll Man. Next we're going to start off with Bad Channels. Next, we're going to start off with Demonic Toys. Ended up getting this one sealed, by the way. Haven't cracked it yet. And lastly, Dollman vs. Demonic Toys. So the thing about all these movies is, now all these movies I've actually seen, and I enjoy the hell out of all 4 of these movies. I love them all. The thing is, for those of you who don't know, there are the Dollman, Bad Channels, and Demonic Toys are all 3 separate movies. They all don't intertwine with one another. But when they made Dollman versus Demonic Toys, then you've got Dollman, then you've got one of the characters from Bad Channel showing up, and then you've got all the Demonic Toys. So hence why I say all 3 of those movies make a 4th to make it like the ultimate sequel to all of them. So these are actually all pretty cool. Now again, this next set, first one's not a Full Moon, but it's kind of got to get to where it's going here. So we got Robot Jocks, Crash and Burn, which overseas was known as Robot Jocks 2, And then finally, Robot Wars. So the thing is, these Robot Jocks is the only one I've actually seen. I've never seen Crash and Burn or Robot Wars. But from what I understand, they're all pretty good, so glad to have these. All right, next one up. Now this one I've already owned for a while, and that was Oblivion, which is a really, really good movie, by the way. Now this next one here also, we got the sequel, Backlash Oblivion 2. I picked that one up in a lot last week, so, and by the way, just in case you're watching, there will be another video following this one shortly. This one, like I said, I wanted to do it for Steve Cass, and the next one I'm going to do is going to be a general update video of everything I've picked up over the last couple weeks. So this was something I did pick up over the last couple weeks. But Oblivion 2 is okay, nowhere near as good as Oblivion, but still, it's a good movie nonetheless. Next one up, now two movies, again, they intertwine with one another. Can't really say if they're sequels or not. It's very hard to pick it off. But we got Mandroid, and then we have Invisible, The Chronicles of Benjamin Knight. This one I have seen a lot. This one I like, but I have never actually seen Mandroid. But I always thought Invisible was a standalone film. I had no idea that Mandroid was like the first part to Invisible. So it's pretty cool to have that. So now that we got the series of films done, now we're on to the single releases here. So now we have Shadow Zone, which, again, I have this one on DVD, but again, I've never actually had a chance to watch it. So now this one I didn't even know was an actual full moon film. I never actually heard of it. Meridian. So I watched a trailer for it last night on, like, I think it was Puppet Master 2, so I'm actually looking forward to checking this one out. Next one up, we got Netherworld. Another one here. We got Seed People. So I'm not talking about these ones, guys. Never seen them, so, you know, I bought them just to get them. You know, the guy gave me a great deal. Dr. Mordred. You know, this one I've seen. Very, very good movie. Jeffrey Combs goes balls out in this one. I love it to death. Next one up, great underrated Stuart Gordon film, Pit and the Pendulum, Lance Henriksen, great movie. You know, very, very good film, very suspenseful. Not a horror film per se, but a nice, you know, thriller. It's a great, great movie. Now, one of the movies that got me into Full Moon Entertainment, you know, and I actually got to meet the director a couple years ago. I had him sign my VHS tape, but very happy to have this one on Laserdisc Arcade. I've always loved this movie. I remember getting an issue of Fangoria magazine that had Brain Scan on the front of it, and on the very back cover it had an advert for Arcade, you know, on coming out on Laserdisc and VHS. I thought, oh my god, I gotta check this movie out. It looks so cheesily good. You know, it turns out it's just a funny, you know, bad movie. But again, Albert Puny tries his best. He's a great guy. Like I said, I've had great conversations with him. So, you know, that's one I'm very happy to own. Next one, we have Lurking Fear. Never seen this one, but Jeffrey Combs is in it, so I'm going to give that one a shot. Now we're coming up on near the end here. We have Shrunken Heads. This one's brand new and sealed. The only full moon film that ever went to movie theaters, guys. Puppet Master was originally slated for a theatrical release, but it got pulled at the last minute and went straight to video. Shrunken Heads actually did go to theaters, so of course it did not do very well. It found its audience on home video, but this is a very funny movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Another one I never even heard of this one, Dark Angel, The Ascent, so I'm going to check that one out. And lastly, one of the last releases that Full Moon ever did, next to Vampire Journals, was, of course, you saw me in this last video, Castle Freak. So, another great freaking movie. Again, Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, phenomenal film. So, there you have it, guys. That is a 100% complete Full Moon on Laserdisc collection. Something that I worked for a while to get. Very happy to have that. Hope you guys over there at the Union, especially you, Steve Cass, hopefully you appreciated this video of my collection or something like that. So, but for the rest of you guys who have checked this one out, we will be back in a few minutes, and we will be shooting an update video for the week. So, until then, we'll see you in a couple minutes. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.